I recorded. Okay, the meeting is being recorded. The meeting's being recorded. Okay,
Are you working?
no.
Oh, okay.
Well, Zoom is working, but I can't do a dial-in
That's okay.
anyhow.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to hustle too much, but then again, now you got better, you're closer for parking.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
And
all
we
right.
might have some public comment. Sure.
Okay, not a problem at all. So, it's, 6:40. We're gonna call the July meeting for the Green Community Task Force to order. All that stuff. So, chance to read the minutes?
I'll go just
Some of
send it.
them. Probably within like the week after the last meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm good with them. You good?
Yep, I move
Okay.
we approve them as submitted.
All right, I'll second.
Need the date on it,
June 3rd,
June 3rd.
2024.
June 3rd minutes.
Okay. Excellent. So those are approved. Okay. All right, looking for public comments, seeing nobody in the audience. I don't think there's exactly.
Hey, we're getting popular, so.
Okay. Well, hold on, that'll come up in a minute. So, okay. And nothing, any public comments from the committee, from the members? Okay, perfect. All right, so the first thing, let's talk about how we're doing for the next round of grants. And I apologize, Dave and I chatted a little bit about it ahead of time with the meeting, but the fact is we are I've reached out to all of the board, to the different town entities, gave them what we looked for our timeline. I haven't heard anything back, yay, nay, or thank you for sending this. We appreciate the timeline or anything. So the plan is to go to the select board meeting tomorrow during public comment, ask for their help to track down the departments, to make sure they have projects that they can submit for this next round of grant. The fear is that basically we're gonna end up,
We need to express to them the schedule that we put together at the last meeting to make sure that we're ready for that grant round and that, you know, this was not best case scenario. This is when it needs to happen
right,
type of schedule. And,
okay,
you know, all the committees are running into that, the budget season, upcoming budget season, everything is all just backed up to a point where it's all gonna be last minute.
and that we experienced this in the spring, and we don't want to have it happen in the fall. Yeah,
Right.
okay,
Now, I have been in contact with Kelly Brown, had a
yeah,
fairly extensive conversation with her. And if it's okay with the rest of the committee, I had hoped to do it actually before this, but I ran into some unexpected stuff, so. And Kelly was out on vacation, and I hope Mr. Heavey has not left on vacation yet.
yes,
But we're gonna try to put together a three-way conversation to answer all of Mr. Heavey's questions and try to manipulate the mini split project into the major project for the grant round. It's
Okay.
gonna have to be done in a certain way for it to work.
right,
And then we may have some room for a couple of small projects on top of that and including the police cruiser.
right. Right.
But we're gonna need that big project to carry the others.
Agree, and I'm very happy that you would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think we need to make sure that somebody from the committee is on the call with him when he talks to Kelly.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Now, the question would be, is she keeps talking about weatherization before you can do the minis. And I would think that the idea of doing weatherization is not a bad thing for, and they had some, somebody from Unitil that was recommended by Unitil come out and do somewhat of an audit. I would assume that some weatherization was in there somewhere.
Yeah, just a slight update on that one. Mr. Heavey was a bit disappointed because the person that Unitil sent out to walk around with him and Chris, number one, came up with very few projects, which was kind of expected because
Right,
all the stuff had been picked away over the last 10 years. But also there were a few possibilities, but that contractor never got back to him. So
okay,
when I spoke to him recently, he had another contractor coming in to do a walkthrough with him
okay.
and was hopeful that this one would be more productive.
So is that, do you feel we need to reach out to John DiNapoli or whoever?
I don't think so, not yet. Let me talk with Eric and see how that second walkthrough went.
Okay,
And we'll go from there. The other thing too that the school department needs to understand, especially Eric, is that no matter how they want to do who they want to use to install and or put the data information together for them. If you do it with a contractor that's gonna probably get the work, they'll normally do it for free,
correct.
but the intent is to submit a single project for both phases to help the numbers work.
Right,
And in that case, you may need to pay for the analysis of savings and so on and so forth, but it's such a small amount compared to the potential grant money you'll
Mhm.
generate that way,
yeah,
it's well worth it.
right. Well, do you not? What makes you feel that the just phase two can't stand on its own?
Kelly came up with a logical reason.
Okay,
And part of it has to do with the fact that if phase one is already either in process or complete, it shows green communities that the town is already making an investment in this project.
I gotcha. Okay,
Okay?
yeah,
So, they're
No.
not funding, that we're not looking, and we couldn't get it anyway, but we're not looking for 500 and something thousand dollars towards the entire project. We've
right,
already invested $300,000+ of taxpayer money.
gotcha.
And what we're looking to do is to supplement, to complete the entire project with the green community.
With the green committee, okay, perfect.
That's a
That-
rationale.
then that makes perfect sense then.
Yeah.
Okay, right, because obviously it's good, if you're only asking for 150 for a 300,000, well, for a $600,000 project. And
Right.
you're willing to fund the rest, that's a big difference than everything
Right.
else. Okay,
Right.
and I understand when you're saying that makes sense. That makes government logic.
Right.
Yes.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see that.
And the other thing is, and Kelly jumped back and forth because she knows it right off the top of her head, but she was jumping back and forth between, carbon offset and energy savings. and,
Yes.
it's kind of bouncing around the issues that could be taken into consideration for any given project. So I got lost in that a little bit.
Okay, understand. And I think it's just a matter of just getting him to realize and the school committee to realize that this is a viable project and it's the only way they should get it funded,
Yeah.
type of thing.
The only other thing that's coming across in my conversations is I've asked the question of 2 or 3 different ways in different departments and asked that, is the data being entered on a timely basis for our fuel usage, our energy usage, so on and so forth? And they said, well, we don't, some of them say, well, we don't know who's responsible for doing that, to do that. So there needs to be either a designee or, and again, unfortunately, we're going into a new town
Yeah.
manager. So the directive would come from a town manager to department heads to identify somebody in your department to do that, or it's done at the administrative level of the town, in the town office, with the information coming to them,
Right.
and somebody upstairs in town hall inputs it into the system. Although Eric had mentioned I think it was Eric, that Karen Chapman had mentioned something about entering data.
So we would have to have a conversation with Karen. We ran into a problem where the system was supposedly generating twice as much as it was going to.
Yeah.
It could ever possibly done based on the size.
Right.
So she stepped in to try to help Eric understand where the problem was. But I guess we can have it a conversation. So probably next meeting, let me invite Karen
Okay,
to join.
so at that point, it was more of a problem solving
Right,
thing than it was a commitment to doing it down,
Correct.
going forward.
correct. Okay, because we weren't gonna be ready for even for spring round, yeah,
Right,
okay. All right. Okay, all right, so that's about all we have on the grants right now, unless, did you have anything? No
No.
problem, okay,
Wish I did.
I wish we did.
You're all about it.
No problem.
Still learning.
I understand. Well, it's just more of we've been doing a little bit longer and getting a little more. You'll get us frustrated in a bit now. Okay. All right.
as I mentioned earlier, Chris Ruth may have some stuff, but he's not back until September.
He was having a few things, but nothing was major.
Right.
So some of them are going to be, his is going to be the weatherization type stuff,
Right.
which is perfect. Those are easy projects. And as you said, they're good filler projects.
Right.
So that's an easy one. The one he was talking about was like this, the windows here. Now I think he's finally gotten the conservation committee, the historical committee to realize these are not historical windows.
Right.
And so therefore that would be one of the things he would look at, because obviously, some money towards the windows should be an easy one to justify.
And people are starting to understand that we're gonna be in all of these buildings for a number of more years.
Correct. And even, I mean, this one said the building reuse. I feel that
Yeah.
this is the only,
building's not going away.
right, this is the only historical building in town
Right.
that that the town's proud of. Right, so I like to see it, that there was an annex here and you make it look nice. I love looking at like Harvard when they took the when they built the addition to the library. It still looks like the old quaint library, it still looks like a library.
Mhm.
And some of the other towns do that. Why can't we?
Capitol's Library, they have like a sign on it that talks about like some grant that they got to help fix it up. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's a big
Yeah.
sign if you ever drive by it right near.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So,
the other big thing that's gonna be important for these types of projects for the town of Lunenburg is the historical commission. With the grant they have now, it's gonna be next spring, probably before it really gets any traction, but they've got a grant to do to hire a consultant for identifying, cataloging, and submitting the historical locations in town and getting it
oh, good,
on his list registry.
okay,
Once it's on there, then it's gonna open up all kinds of possibilities for historical preservation grants
Right.
and stuff we don't even know about yet.
yep, exactly.
But that's been dragging for years.
Oh, boy, okay. All right,
And by the way, I am a member of that officially now,
The historical commission?
Historical Commission. Yeah. And Society. That's a membership thing. so-
Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so I am ready for your update on how we doing socially.
Good, we're doing really good. So we've had 37, so we have 37 page followers total, 2
Okay.
new this month, so
Okay.
they're still rolling in.
Mhm.
We reach about, 250 to 300 people per month, or at least this month, that's how many we got. I did a couple of posts in June that were popular.
All right, I'm not even gonna bother to do this then. Here we go. Green inbox.
I don't know.
Panic.
No, I keep forgetting to send this to you.
Oh, I was like, what's wrong?
Are you ready for this, guys?
Use spreadsheet.
Ready for this?
Yes, we did.
No.
Oh, no, for the lights, month to month lighting.
Well,
Energy savings?
here we go. I just
Also,
want
I'm
to, show you for those at home, you're not seeing this, but that's our electric bill for the month of June.
Wow,
$400, $452.
that's less than most residential bills in this
Yeah.
town.
Wow, and what was that compared to? Do we have like this time last year?
Dave, could you repeat that number so the,
Yeah, so
People watching
we
this.
received our June bill. And the bill for the streetlights was $452.45 for the 345 lights. I think it's an amazing feat that for this town. So let me see if I do this again.
So now, like if that's like in some sort of budget, like that savings can be used towards other updates, or like, does it go back into like a?
it'll stay in that line item until the end of the year, but then they'll have the excess available to fund other lines that are within that section of the budget that are underfunded. Or it'll just roll to free cash next year.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you're saving the money, but you're not moving it to a place where you spend it right away.
Right, and to give a relative term now, that the May bill was $480.01. So
Yeah,
since
so-
we have
so
more
we're-
daylight, we
We're
save the,
looking at $400 to $500 a month.
right.
And
And
winter time, probably add another 100 to that.
let me see if I can find something here.
Could you repeat what you just said before? Sorry.
Sorry, hold on. $480.01. 1 cent. How we got that 1 cent, I don't know. $480. That was May.
May, so
Oh, okay.
the short of the day, the bill's gonna be a little bit more because the lights are on a little
Yeah.
bit longer.
Okay.
All right, so let me try to do something here. I think this is. Let me see if I can find this. Okay. To give an idea. Oh, shoot, why do I keep doing this? If I only knew how to use a computer, I might be dangerous. Street lights, here we go.
Is that a MacBook?
No.
I'll say I think it looks like.
All right, to give you an idea of the bill in December was $3,123.57. So I'd say we're doing roughly I'll be nice and say a $2,500 savings.
That's awesome.
That is really neat. I mean, obviously the lights have paid for themselves already at this point. Yeah. In fact, let me see if I can give. Yes. Town of Lunenburg, February. I'll give you a February. Oh, February, since we needed to use the lights a lot, it was $709.41. So I'll send you.
There's a prime example of a longer nighttime period.
Yeah, but still, if I look
But
at,
it's still nothing.
if you look at December and I'll consider December and February roughly the same.
Yep.
Right, and the difference between that $709 and why do I keep doing this?
And it would go up the savings too, so it's like it's all relative, like.
Yes,
So.
yes, December.
And on top of that, we're not paying maintenance fees.
Correct, yes.
So there's some big numbers in there that the
Yeah.
town's not pushing out on the
Yeah, it's
payment side.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry, that the bill, that this bill, the December bill is reflective of $193.71 credit. So that would have put it to 77,800, let's just say 200, about $3,900. So roughly, let's say a $3,000 per month saving right now. Oof. That's a good one, guys. That's a good one. All right. Excellent. All right. So we got so I'll send you so we can publish that.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can just publish it as a table, just to say, okay, here's December, November. I can try to get you like back to this time last year. And then we can just publish what the bill went to and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Good. Like the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. A
Awesome.
little table.
When you're ready for a subject that you probably haven't heard about yet, the state is threatening with. And I need to verify this and make sure I have the information correct. But it was announced by Jay Simeone at the Finance Committee meeting last Thursday as a result of the planning board meeting with MBTA and whoever's
yes.
involved with that.
Yeah,
And one of the things that came out of that meeting, as many people know, there are cities and towns in the state that have already voted pushback and saying, no, we are not going to comply and we're not going to put in the required paperwork. Well, the state has come back, and again, please, I need to verify this, but it came from
Right,
reliable
hold on,
sources.
hold on. Let me, wait, hold on.
You know what I'm gonna say?
No, I'm just saying, do we have anything else for this
Oh,
meeting?
well, this is Green
Oh,
Communities.
okay, then go ahead.
Yeah.
Then
And
go
that's
ahead.
why I brought it up.
No,
in
that,
the
okay,
meeting.
okay,
The
okay,
state is threatening to shut off Green Communities monies to
Townsend,
municipalities that refuse to buy into their MBTA program.
okay. Yeah,
That sounds so unrelated, though.
That's what I thought.
but I guess they're looking at it as the money,
If
it's
state money is.
Yeah,
like,
like, we'll
right.
give money, you do this, and, we'll
Yeah.
give it to you for this, yeah.
Vegas.
Interesting, well,
I mean, if they said to them, we'll cut off some of your school funding, then everybody's gonna comply,
Right,
right? In a
right.
heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, if they really want to have some clout,
Yeah.
you do that.
Yes, exactly. Oh, man. Oh.
let us know if it's confirmed.
I know my daughter's down in Linfield and they are going nuts with that right
Yeah.
now. And unfortunately, they got a board there that's just pushing things through. They
Yeah.
do the meetings like at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday, so that 90% of the people can't show
Can't
up.
attend, yeah.
Yes, and then for some reason, they said, "Oh well, nobody was out on the Zoom call, so therefore we didn't bother to record it." And things like that. So it's like, okay, so I'll be thankful that we're recording it.
Yeah.
Whether you can understand it or not, that's your problem. Okay. All right. Excellent. So we'll be mindful of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be a while before they start to come towards, I mean, I don't know. To us, to me, in a way, it's like, what do they,
Well, there's a deadline looming, I think, for municipalities to be in compliance with the whatever it is, the information they're supposed to turn in
okay.
to the state.
Okay.
And that's where they're starting to threaten
Gotcha.
as some towns, cities and towns are saying, no, we're just not gonna do it. And
Okay.
I can remember, was it Michael Ray or somebody back when this first came down the pipe? Well, what happens if we say no?
Right.
This was a year
Yes.
or two ago.
Well, I'm sure we're not the only town that said that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And this is what'll happen, yeah.
Yes. I guess it is one of the ironies. I don't even, is there a bus that even comes through this town?
Never seen one.
The biggest reason we are part of the program is the fact that the MBTA runs on the rail line that hits the south end of town.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But that's the irony of it. I don't
Right.
even think there's a bus that well, there has to be a bus that comes through town, but none of us see it.
Yeah, well,
It comes to Walmart at least.
yeah, but that's smart. That's not,
MBTA, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was all encompassing, something like that, but that's okay.
yeah, it could be.
But who knows? Because the fact is, you figured there had to be a bus to take me to either the Shirley Station or Leominster Station,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because otherwise, what's my purpose? I'm not driving the idea of driving my car to go to the station doesn't save me anything, right? That kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with that part of town is there's really, I believe, there isn't much potential to put housing down there that's convenient to the station, the train station.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
North Leominster and that part of Leominster, yeah, I mean, the stations are right there.
Right, right. I mean, I was gonna say, the closest thing you can do is that if the new storage facility doesn't get filled, we can make those apartments
Yep.
for the folks who want to go to the air station.
That's something that, and I don't know, maybe somebody is in the background working on helping getting that occupied. But I think our business association here in town should really be helping to get that building occupied. I tried with the company I retired from back in October.
Right,
It would have been a perfect fit for them, but they were too busy worrying about other stuff to
yes,
go over and look at it, but it's a need, that whole complex is something they needed rather than putting $10 million into the facility on Pioneer Drive where they have no room to do what they want to do,
right,
you know?
right,
It's a perfect setup for them
yeah,
with rail service and everything, and I couldn't get anybody to go over there and look at it.
understand. It's unfortunate, but now I guess we'll, once the batteries are there, they'll be all set. And you know that there's somebody's coming in and is supposed to be doing a battery storage facility.
Yeah.
Around there. So therefore it'll level out the power and help you to be able to lower your footprint during peak hours. In theory, but you're paying them instead, so it's basically just shifting money around.
Yeah, well, that's like the solar program in New Hampshire. All you're doing is trading your electric bill for a loan payment.
Yes, exactly. All right, other big things for us today?
Yeah, you might have seen the posts that were made that are popular about the hybrid police vehicles. I went down to the police station and they let me take a picture
Oh,
with them, Officer Brock, so that was fun. I was like,
okay,
hi, and they're like, oh, I know you. So that was fun. That was a popular one. We had some shares. The police station started following us. The Mass Save Dehumidifier recycling event, and then just earlier today, I reshared the water district's post on rain barrels, and then also added a fun calculator for if we're in a drought for how many days. If you have this much square foot of garden, how many gallons will you need? So I gave them some math. So people, I know, because I ran out. I have a 300-gallon water barrel, and a couple weeks ago when we had no rain for like 2
Yeah.
weeks, I ran out of water in my rain barrel system. And had to use town water, and I was very unhappy about that. So what did I go do? I bought another 300-gallon tank.
okay.
But
Bring a tank up to Coos County, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
They'll give you all the water you want.
Yeah,
transport it.
The
Water's
rivers are
very
still
heavy.
running at flood stage in some of those sections. up there.
yes.
I wish I had a river. But yeah, so I have plenty of new gutters, and now I'm gonna just fill up my barrels. But I did not do a calculation in for how long, because I don't know, maybe 300 square feet of garden space, and I needed more than the 300 gallons over the 2 weeks. So hopefully that'll help somebody.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Okay.
I also got that energy meter from the library, confirmed that they still have it.
Oh.
And yeah, it's available for anyone.
Got the dust off of it?
Yep.
Okay.
It comes in this nice thing, has a nice booklet. I confirmed, I did like a side by side with someone else's because we're concerned that it might have been a little old, but
Yeah.
it's giving pretty comparable readings to a newer unit.
Okay.
So it's functioning, and I was going to just connect it to some normal appliances that people might use and see if it's pulling phantom power, and what types of different things, and just seeing what comes out of that.
So actually it was interesting, and unfortunately you really can't do it for that one, but they were telling me that like a stove is one of your highest phantom powers of all things. You know, that you don't really think, stove and, I think the washing machine is another one. That they're
Those
saying.
things you want to unplug regularly. One thing that was surprising for me was my Keurig. I leave that plugged in, and
Yes.
that one pulls power. Whereas I unplug my my toaster oven and my air fryer, and that showed nothing. So I'm pulling the wrong thing.
Right,
So
okay.
you never know.
And do you use the clock on the Keurig?
No, I
Right.
don't. Use it for
Right.
nothing.
Right.
It was just sitting there pulling
Yes.
1 kilowatt, but still not 1 kilowatt, 1 watt. But yeah, it's still something. Who knows?
No,
Save $3.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, and like I said, how long does it take to really heat it up if you have to plug it in
Yeah.
and push the button? It doesn't take that long.
Nope.
One of the reasons for the dehumidifier programs is that it is one of the most common appliances in a given residential house that's draws way much power than it should be, but you don't know it unless you put a meter on it, because it functions, it seems to function properly, but it's drawing way more power than it should be.
Right. Right.
That 9 times out of 10, the highest draw above its expected draw is in a humidifier that's a few years old.
I can see that, and especially because almost like a constant running.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might not hear it drawing water, but it has to constantly circulate. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to know, because I have one window unit that's very old and one that's new, that's just like a portable one, so, oh yeah, I'm gonna check that to see.
Unfortunately, I missed that program at Mackey's. I've got 2 humidifiers that qualify. They're old, they run. In fact, I came back today and I have the drain running into the sump pit. And the pit was dry and the thing's running continuously. So sometimes in this real humid weather like this, the condenser fills up with ice
oh, right,
and it just sits there and runs, it uses up energy, but doesn't do anything.
yes, I can see
To
that,
take moisture out.
yeah, yeah,
No, good.
should check the mini split. Thing, and
Yeah.
and if you're feel halfway handy and know somebody that can do the electrical, I laugh, you
Yeah.
laugh, but the fact is they come pre-charged.
Mm.
So literally, if you can hook the electrical to it,
Yeah.
and then you hook the couple of hoses, because they have the connectors at the end of the hoses,
Yeah,
you turn it on and it charges itself, and you're done.
that's pretty awesome. Yeah,
And-
someday.
Yeah, but they're not much to the actual cost. The cost is the installation.
Yeah,
But, as long as somebody can, if you don't feel comfortable with doing the electric, which is it's standard. If it's just a single unit, it's standard like 14-2 wire that you use.
Mhm.
It's almost a joke.
might be more attainable than I think, because I'm just, I have a ranch, so it'd be like, to set it up a little weird, but. Because I have 2 bedrooms and then the living room is in the right front of the house and like, I don't have a good wall for it.
How much space do you have above the ceilings?
Actually, hold
That's
on.
just an attic.
So, yeah, can we? So-
I have one more thing.
Okay.
So Paul Serapis, he's the Lunenburg Ledger.
Yes,
He contacted, the page today just asking, because he wanted to write an article about the committee in the Ledger. So I didn't know if that was something that we would be interested in and what we would want to, provide.
so I'd like, if we look at it, let's, I know you're gonna like to post something, but let's do a summary of the streetlights. Just
Yeah.
basically, it's a great I think it's a great story for us. And just to show this town what saying yes to a grant
Yeah.
could mean, type of thing.
And depending on how long it takes to create it, edit it, and so on, and be ready to go in for submittal. If we have actually moved forward with the fall grant round, the very last paragraph maybe says that, and presently, we are working towards,
Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I agree, concentrate on the streetlights.
Yeah.
Put that little note at the end of it.
right,
Okay.
right.
So since I don't, I wasn't here for the whole project, would it be okay if he reached out to one of you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I mean, more than happy if he wanted to come to one of the meetings and just sit
Oh.
in it, kind of interview. He's happy to,
Oh, that's a good idea.
chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this way I have a few others that,
And Dave was involved with it from day one, and it stretched out so long.
Yeah.
That, I was at meetings as a non-member for a number of years,
yeah,
and Dave, it started before that even. So,
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah.
it's been a long, strange trip, just to this whole thing. The 4 years of just getting this town to say yes to becoming a green community was enough.
Yeah.
That type of thing. So it's been very exciting, and more than happy to talk to him about, we know he's coming, I can get to him about each grant round, what we've done, how much we received and all that stuff. So he can make whatever he wants. If he wanted, he can make even an article or something to that effect, but we can
Okay.
figure that out.
Great. I'll let him know.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Um,
Good.
All right, let's see, I guess it's time for public comment again. Any public from the comment? Oh, nope, any comments from the public? No, seeing none. All right, next meeting is gonna be August 5th. Okay, well, do we want to postpone? Because we'll have an August 5th, but I don't know how much we're gonna have. Do we want to try to do the Monday after the 15th? Because the 15th is when we've asked for first round of submittals.
It's either that or do it on the fifth and have 10 days to put pressure to
Uh,
get the submittals.
Okay, understand, because the other thing, all right, so the fifth is fine. Because the problem we have is that obviously the first Monday is the second, which is gonna be Labor Day in September, so that one, we're gonna have to shift that one.
Yeah, yeah, so if we go early August and then either go, if we've got a lot we need to discuss, go late August before Labor Day.
Yes,
Or if we don't have a lot, we jump beyond Labor Day.
right, okay, perfect, okay, so let's leave the August fifth.
Yeah.
And that way, if we do have some submittals by the 15th, we could always try to throw in August 26th type of thing.
Right,
And then we'll be fine because for a little bit, yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, excellent. I'll entertain motion.
so motion to adjourn
All
at
right.
whatever time it is.
7:16.
Second, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh. All opposed, hearing none. Thank you guys for joining the meeting. Okay.